and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. Cashless economy in Ukraine, what state of it is now, and what kind of habits do Ukrainian citizens have when it comes to cashless payments? To have a more detailed talk on the issue, we're joined today by Ruslan Kravets, Deputy Director of the Strategy and Reform Department of the National Bank of Ukraine. Hello, and thank you for coming.
Hello.
So, cashless economy, what is it all about?
Cashless economy, this is about transactions, and this is about useful transaction for citizen to make a very safe and very fast operation. And the general idea of cashless economy project is to change habits of citizens to use cashless payments instead of cash.
So you're saying to change the habits of the citizens for the better, because you're stating that cashless payments are actually more safe than the ones that are made in cash. Am I right?
No, it's not. It's more popular, but it's not more safe, because the cards payments and then other types of payments are more safe than the cash payments. For example, if you lost your card, you can block it with your bank and issue a new one, and your money will be safe for usage. But cashless economy, this is not just about safe. This is about convenient usage of the payments. For example, right now, this is most popular to use cash, to use card for payments, but sometimes it's more useful to use mobile applications to conduct transaction. Also, with development of internet services and the internet markets, it's necessary to provide some service to execute transaction without card. So this is one of area of cashless economy project.
Okay, would you say that cashless payments are more popular among the citizens of Ukraine at this point than the payments made with cash? So the number of procedures is more with cashless payments?
I think yes. The cashless payments will increase in we hope it will increase, and we will do everything to increase it, because this is more useful for citizens, this is more safe for citizens. Also,
but is it safe for the country's economy overall?
This is very, it cannot be say safe or not safe. It's the economy will be more transparent with cashless payments, because we can pay taxes based on the cashless payment, and this is all economy is interesting in that service.
Could cashless economy, how cashless economy could contribute to the growing of Ukraine's GDP, if that's possible at all?
A few years ago, in South Korea, it was high analysis, very huge analysis based on how cashless economy contribute to general GDP. And the analysts say what it can give growth by 1% to GDP of country based on cashless development of cashless economy. So this is one of the aim for the country.
Okay, but paying with cards or using mobile applications is one way to pay for things. The other way is that, using the card and other mobile applications, when we're talking about Ukrainian currency, hryvnia. There are also other currencies available in the world, and one of those spheres is cryptocurrency. Right now, the most popular one is Bitcoin. What is the status of Bitcoin currently in Ukraine?
There are no legal status of Bitcoin right now. When we are talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, this is the most popular, but there are a lot of other ones.
Yes.
But there are no single view on that question in the world, because some countries think what cryptocurrency, this is assets. Some countries think what cryptocurrencies, this is goods. And based on that maybe not so important question, but it's really important because based on if this is a good, you have to pay some special taxes with the transaction with good. If this is asset, so you do not need to pay special taxes, but there are another regulation.
So what would say the National Bank of Ukraine is still thinking on the status of Bitcoin in Ukraine?
There's no decision in Ukraine regarding cryptocurrency, but we are planning to conduct a special financial stability committee with involving with another regulators to discuss that question and to decide what is it in Ukraine.
As a matter of fact, there has been information released that National Bank of Ukraine is planning to issue our own cryptocurrency bonds based on hryvnia. What is it going to be, and when is it going to appear?
Yes, this is interesting. And I just would like to come back a little bit about cashless and the role of National Bank. This is very often the this is important part what National Bank do not provide some special special service. The role of national banks in Ukraine, and this is in the same in the world, to say that where we're going and to manage market by expectations.
Okay.
So, and this is important. What back the cashless economy project, we are saying a lot. We are give the direction for the market by our words. So this is important part on the cashless economy. On the cryptocurrencies, of course, we are thinking about the different types of payments. The most important part for cashless project, this is a transaction, and transaction should be executed very fast, based and safe for the customer who use it. For example, cryptocurrency do not have, doesn't have right now such testing. So there are no experience in the world when, for example, you are using cryptocurrencies for the transport in supermarkets.
Or just to pay the bills, yes, exactly.
Cryptocurrency right now, this is like an asset. And management of personal assets, this is a type how cryptocurrencies works.
Well, you've mentioned safety of the transactions of the cashless economy. What does the National Bank of Ukraine do to actually ensure Ukrainian citizens with the safety of those cashless payments? Are there any special programs?
There are international standards regarding safest transaction, and the National Bank fully executed and oversight the payment systems and commercial banks to be on the same page with the international standards. But of course, this is very important part. This is customer habits, and very useful thing, very simple things like please do not say to anyone nothing instead the card number, and bank doesn't call you to ask you any personal information, etc. So this is a general things about safest transactions. So,
speaking of customers' habits, how have they changed, let's say, within the past 5 or 10 years, speaking of cashless payments?
Oh, this is interesting. We do not have the exact statistics on customer habits, and it's really hard to calculate how many transactions citizen execute in the country. Yeah. But we are using some special rates, which called PV to TV rate. This means what is the amount you receive on your card and what amount you spend cashless from your card. So this is a PV to TV ratio, and this ratio increase very fast.
And what does it show? Like, for example, if I get 5,000 hryvnias on my personal card, and then I spend, let's say, 3,000 of it in cashless payments a month, what does it say about me?
This is say just what your PV to TV ratio will be 3,000 to 5,000, and we calculated like a percentage of cashless usage. So generally in Ukraine, the cashless transaction were very low in past few years. But starting with our cashless economy projects from the last year, the cashless payments transaction has been increased from 30% to 38% right now.
That's impressive.
Yes. So right now, from the on the last quarter of last year, it was 35% PV to TV ratio that I'm talking about. Right now, this is 38%. So we increase it very fast. In the same time, this level is not so bad compared to in other countries. For example, in the United Kingdom, just in the last year, they jump from 50%. So they increase cashless payments to, I think, 55% right now. So we are not so far from...
But we're still on the way.
We are still on the way, yes.
Okay, thank you so much for such an informative conversation. I personally learned a lot. This was Ruslan Kravets, Deputy Director of the Strategy and Reform Department of the National Bank of Ukraine. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.